Are you looking for a show about the saddest coffee beans of all time?
Well, then you're in the right place. Welcome to a YMBToAP Interlude.
Why, hello, Kelsey.
Why, hello, Robert.
I believe we're here with something. I don't know how we did season 1 for the people. I don't think we did an interlude on this.
I think we did, didn't we? Because we spent a long time talking about it, and I recall us both crying several times.
Oh, maybe we did. I guess I was thinking Zeitgeist, but I guess it would have been like an interlude, potentially.
Yeah. When did season 1...
When did it come out? 2022.
Yeah, a long fucking time ago. That long ago?
Yeah, like 3 years ago. I'll even double check. In case you don't know, we're talking The Last of Us, season 2, and it was 2023.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. All right. My God, that's actually so long ago, though.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so long again, but we'll
Is it for
get
real?
there. Oh yeah, you're gonna be waiting 2 more years.
Oh my God.
We'll discuss that because that is a thing. That's like a whole issue that I'm having. I guess. Yep, a Last of Us interlude. We sure did. 2 years ago, almost.
Yep.
All right. So with that, doing season 2, I want to rank out the gate.
Okay.
But I don't. Okay, well, here. Let me tell you my thought of it that I tell most people. Because people have asked me, like, what do you think about it? And I go, season 1 was great TV.
Yes.
Season 2 is pretty good TV.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
think that's
good.
an accurate assessment. I mean, I didn't
Like, it's
hate
not
my time with
bad,
it. No.
but it's not great. It's not like, holy shit, like season 1 was. Season 1 was flawless.
I feel like what they were doing with season 1 was like trying to prove that we can make this series into like we can make this video game into a viable television series. And they fucking did that with season 1. They were like, here's the things we're going to do, and we're going to like punch it up really good, and we're going to make it really emotionally impactful. And they did that. They like did the shit out of it. But for season 2, I mean, okay, so I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2. I have vicariously experienced it through your words, but I haven't played it. Okay. You've shown me scenes from it. I've seen a couple of things, but I haven't actually lived in it.
I think, and maybe this is just because kind of to date us, we are currently in the midst of Monster Monday. If you're going to this interlude, we are doing a Monster Monday right now. We're in like this big anime and stuff, right?
Yes.
American TV could just fucking benefit from going an anime route. Just fucking do it in whatever it needs to be done in now.
Yeah.
Be done with that. Because here's the thing. And I think we both agree you do not need episode count to be good. If you can fucking tighten it up and make it really hit in less episodes, less is fine.
Yes.
Fucking go less.
1,000,000,000%. Like, I do feel like there was a lot of drawn out fluff in this season. Like, I got bored in some episodes.
Okay, dokie.
And I was never bored in season 1. Like, this season, I felt myself like pausing and being like, God, there's still half an hour left.
Yeah, you're hitting it there. That's what I was about to say. I feel like they stretched this out a bit longer than needed.
Yeah, for sure. They're like trying to milk the money machine.
Well, they're going 4 seasons. Like, we already know there's a 3 and a 4.
Which is nuts to me.
But if we already know the story, that leads to speculation for what each one would be. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't feel concise or really manageable or plannable. Because they're saying that this next season is going to be longer, even though it's going to take place in the same amount of time as this one.
Why?
So you're telling me somebody else had more happen to them in the meantime? You know what I mean? And there's a lot, but still.
So, I mean, the first season was 9 episodes, and this season was only 7.
And
Which surprises me because I'm like, why didn't they? They could have done this in 4, to be real. Maybe 5.
I say
just
maybe
like there was
6. Like, trim down about 40 minutes throughout this whole thing, and I think we'd be good. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe 5.
or just
5
make
could've been
each
good.
episode 10 to 15 minutes shorter.
Just like, I don't know. Well, here's my other thing. What they changed in season 1, everything they changed, I feel like only, and we just discussed this. I know that, this isn't a numbered show. You're not probably in order. But we just mentioned in a previous show, if you're going to remake something, add, but that addition should be better.
Yes.
Season 1, everything added made it so much fucking better.
Right.
Everything was
kind of
better.
deepened the world and the lore and the
Yes.
people.
I think the things that are changed here serve no purpose.
Okay, so let's jump into the changes because as I recall, I was thinking, maybe this is just because I haven't played the game, I was thinking that
Okay.
the second game opened with Ellie and Dina like living on their little sheep farm, right?
No, that is the very end.
I think maybe just because that was the scene that you wanted to show me, so that was like in my mind, was like, this is where this one starts.
Oh, yeah. I just showed you the end of the game.
Okay.
The only thing you've seen from me is the ending segment.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen like the big fight between Abby and Ellie too, which we didn't even get a whiff of in this season.
Yeah, that's easily season 4.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't understand really the changes that they've made to some of the characters as well. So like the whole relationship that Ellie has with Dina,
Yeah.
it's definitely a different vibe that we get in the show than we have in the game, right?
Should I say on the show what I said to you when I was explaining what happened in one of the episodes?
Maybe. I don't remember.
The whole, like, I'm going to be a dad, and then I said,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
boom, this happens.
Yep.
I'll say that when we get to that episode.
Okay.
But, like, yes, roles even seem reversed because the whole premise, the idea of season 1 is the theme of love. The way
Yes.
people react to love, the links you go to for love, all of that kind of stuff. So we can even break that down. Joel's love for his daughter, episode 1. You've got Rose from 2.5 Men, whenever she was in the show.
Uh-huh.
I
forgot about
it was
her.
her love for her brother that had died and what it had turned her into.
Mm-hmm.
Sam and Henry, the 2 brothers. Joel then to Ellie and everything. Bill and Frank. Everything
Yeah.
was about the theme of love. Right?
Right.
The premise of season 2, well, not season 2, but game 2 is hate. So to me, everything should be driving home what hate does to your person, to your character, to the world around you. And there is very fucking little of that, and I think that's why we're not jiving with it, because I think they tried to make it palatable because your normal person is not going to want to watch that. And I agree with that. I don't think that's fun, good television.
I think that you're absolutely on track with that. Speaking of palatable, can I please crack open this big Diet Coke?
Yes, please. Let's crack.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not going to get as emotional, but I'm going to get emotional.
Okay.
I do love these characters. I do love the story. I don't like how I'm getting the story in this season.
Okay. I think what you hit on with being palatable is really what that's a great word to cap the season. It's palatable. Like,
yes,
they took
I
all
agree.
of the characters and they sanded off their rough edges. Like, they took all the situations and they took the bite and the grit out of it. They're just like, here is a thing that's happening. Because I remember the whole thing, like, when Ellie goes on her revenge quest, Dina doesn't go with her, does she?
Mm-hmm.
She does?
She does. And
Man,
that's a whole fucking problem. which we didn't get into. We made it kind of nice in the show.
It's basically like gals being pals traveling around the countryside. Maybe they're lesbians, maybe they're not.
So let's just go episode by episode and we'll discuss fucking changes, because there's weird ones that we'll just have to expand upon when we get there.
Okay.
So episode 1, okay, change number 1 at the fucking gate. I remember when it opens, season 2 opens with the motivation for Abby. She's standing there going, that motherfucker killed my dad. I'm going to go find him.
Mm-hmm.
That is just so you, TV watcher that has no idea what the games are, has some semblance of what is going to occur, because that is not explained until it fucking happens. There's an air of mystery the whole time. When you begin this game, we have no clue why we are controlling a second fucking person, and we don't know who the fuck she is.
Okay.
And then we spend like a good hour and a half controlling this person for her to be the person that killed Joel. And then we go, what the fuck? Like, it's such a whoa. But instead, this show opens with, I'ma fucking kill that dude. And you're like, well, there's no mystery in it. Like, we have no mystery.
Out of the bag.
We have nothing to hold on to hold our interest, to make us wonder anything. There's nothing to wonder about in the show. It's all fucking laid out.
Yeah.
And that really fucking bothers me as a game player for the story. But
that makes sense.
If they didn't open with that and just this random girl was on screen, don't you think you'd be like, who the fuck is this? Why are we focusing on her? You would kind of want to know more.
Yeah, I mean, I liken the show to Game of Thrones just because, like, it's an HBO show and Bella Ramsey is in both. But there's definitely times in Game of Thrones where, like, you cut to a new character and you're like, who the fuck is this and why am I supposed to care? And after a few times, you see them start to interact with people that you recognize and know, and you're like, oh, okay, so they interact with this way. Like, they definitely could have threaded that through in a much more delicate and interesting way, not just like here's the storyline that we're going to be exploring. They just handed it to you.
Because every time we see her subsequently, we already know, oh, you're looking for Joel.
Yeah.
Which already makes us not want to follow her story.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Nobody wants to watch her story knowing her sole purpose is finding Joel.
Yeah. And if we were just,
I guess
like,
the
watching
mystery
her,
is,
like,
will she find him? But I mean, she's right outside.
Yeah,
you know
they solved it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would have been much more interesting if they had taken her character, like you said, and just kind of, like, teased out, like, oh, she's stalking Joel. What's that about? Like, does he know her? Like, why is she after him? What does she want from him?
I feel like that would be so much more interesting. But
Yeah,
instead,
for sure.
I only want to watch it because I know what's going to happen. So I'm like, well, how are we going to handle this?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you who didn't play it, were you just like, I don't want to watch her? Like, what did you think about her scenes, knowing what her goal was minute 1 of the show?
I really didn't care much for the character. Like, I don't know if she's treated in any kind of sympathetic way in the game. Like, do you have some kind of affinity toward her when you play her for the first hour?
Nope, because we don't know her. I mean, we don't even know her fucking name to start. I think, like, because I was replaying the game while this was airing to kind of, like, stay ahead of it some and see, like, what was going on. When you first meet her in the game, it says, like, unknown girl, unknown guy, and then as they say each other's names, the subtitles change to the names.
Okay.
Because we're piecing it together as we go.
Yeah.
She is unknown girl, and then he's like, Abby, come here. Like, we're going to go outside, and then her name changes to Abby. So all we know is, all right, her name is Abby. Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why is she so buff? You know?
And she's not fucking buff. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not one to comment on women's bodies in media, but, like, Abby's an iconic character from The Last of Us, and I know that we can't expect. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, she doesn't look the same from the video game to the TV screen, but she doesn't look the same from the video game to the TV screen. I thought that they would make a little bit more effort to cast somebody who's, like, ripped, you know?
I think it was this lady right here. Oh, I'm sharing my screen with you real quick.
Okay.
I swear that they had discussed this lady to be Abby at one point.
I was expecting
it
like prison fit, somebody with fucking biceps.
Literally
in a mission.
makes no sense why they did not. Katie
Yes.
O'Brien.
Okay,
Look
she is
at-
in that movie.
Oh!
Yeah, dude, she's in a movie that I told you to watch recently.
Is this the
Love Lies Bleeding?
Yep.
Yes,
Look at
she's
her,
fucking
dude.
ripped, and I love her, and she would have been a perfect Abby.
I look at her, dude. Oh my god.
She's a slab of beef. USDA certified lean.
Dang. So she's in the new Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay.
Fucking what? Look at her go.
Yeah, she used to be a bodybuilder. Like, she used to do body shows.
This is Abby, dude.
We're just looking at photos of biceps, guys.
I don't give a shit. I will look at these all day. Yeah. Oh, dude. Muscle mom forever. Like, that's Abby's thing. And so that's the deal. I can get behind what you said. Like, I'm not one to say, well, it doesn't look like the game. Yeah. Absolutely, that's perfectly valid. But that's like saying, well, like, you know, our Boba Fett in this movie doesn't have a helmet because I just felt like he wouldn't have one.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It's an iconic
Nope.
part of the character.
Yeah, that is the whole thing is Abby is unstoppable. She has been training to murder one man for 9 years.
Yeah.
And you're telling me she's not a side of beef? No. There's no fucking way she's traveled the country working in a military camp for 9 years
Yeah.
and is dainty.
Yeah, she's
No.
pretty scrawny. Like, she's not
Yeah.
foreboding it at all. I kind of expected
No.
them to have somebody like she has an air about her. She's very serious and very like down to business. She looks threatening and menacing, but not like she's going to beat me to pieces.
Now, I will say, though, the Caitlin Dever, who plays her in the show, face all fucking Abby. That I buy her face so much.
Okay.
I'm like, ooh, that's fucking Abby right there. And then neck down, I'm like, that's not her. Where are the arms? Because that's the thing. It's literally integral to integral to the character. It's not about, well, he normally wears a red shirt and I just like the red shirt better.
Yeah.
You know? Like, no. She built this physique to murder this guy. It is part of who she is in her core central character person. So it just makes sense. Make her fucking buff.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Caitlin Dever is a gorgeous lady.
Sure.
But I would have loved to seen her fucking pop some zombie necks, man. It would have been great. Because Ellie fights hand-to-hand combat with a pocket knife, and Abby fights bare fucking fists
Jesus.
and biceps and elbows and shit. She fucking just knocks zombies out all the time, barehanded.
That's amazing.
Like, she is a thing in the game. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, we even open up on like the first time we see Ellie in this season, she's wrestling with a dude, and
Yeah.
I kind of expected to see more of that. Like, I want to see somebody who I think can take on Ellie, you know? Because
So I
Ellie's like
will
a
say-
feral animal. Like, she's like a cornered
yeah.
rat, you know?
I will say I tried to buy a theory that was going on for a couple episodes. I was like, okay, maybe that's the deal. Because the thing is exactly what you said. Ellie is a caged animal. I mean,
Yeah.
once Joel was gone, Cage was gone.
Yeah.
She went nuts. And somebody was like, well, she's been masking all this time. So, like, there was the whole thing in the hospital after Joel had died where she was like, I'm fine. I know I'm supposed to feel upset. I do, but I'm good. And, like, she was, like, putting on this facade of what she was.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering if, okay, maybe that is true. She's been really hiding how angry, how upset she can get. And I thought we'd push it there.
Yeah.
And we tease it, and then we don't go full in.
No, yeah, we spend the whole, like, I've seen a lot of complaints too online, and here's more about like rubbing the edges off. Like Ellie as a character, the way that you see her and play her in the video games is she is like she's a loaded gun. She's ready to go off at any fucking time.
Yes.
Like she has no qualms about killing anyone anytime. And I get that you're supposed to feel all powerful in the game as Ellie. You're supposed to feel that rage, and like that's the motivation to keep you going forward in the video game. And maybe that doesn't make for good TV. I'm trying to justify why they wouldn't write her that way, because she's not at all written like that this season.
Because I've seen the number. How many people does Ellie kill in Last of Us Part 2? I wanted, like, the show. Because I think it's only, like, 4 people or something. Like, it's really not a lot of people.
Yeah, you don't see her. I mean, she, like, the 3 people that she hunts down that were Abby's friends.
I think she only kills the 3 people then. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't remember her killing anybody else.
Because, like, I even said the same thing. Like, yes, I agree. She's not going to kill 500 plus people in this TV show. I understand that. She's not John Wick.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not what they're trying to go for here. So I get that. It's not what we expect to see from the TV show, but I
like
feel
10, 20 people, like give me a good slasher movie body count.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, she doesn't even kill a lot of zombies. There's that whole scene where the ferals are like all over Dina, and what's his face that's to come save the day. And I think that like in the video game, Ellie would have handled that situation.
Oh yeah, hands down.
But yeah, I'm just trying to justify it. I'm trying to see it through the eyes of like what the vision was for the show. You know,
I'm trying to as well, but like now you're taking that core away. So like here's the thing. Bill and Frank game 1. All you know is they're gay lovers. They split ways, and Frank has died on his own later. But you could feel there was this love. So all we did was we just built a core from that for season 1's show. If season 2's game, Ellie, has this core of hatred in her, why she no hate in the show? Like, she has almost no hatred in the show. They almost give it all to Dina and make her this pushing force of anger, which is weird. Like, you're swapping motivations. So now they're not the same character. Now the core is missing. That's why I feel like it doesn't work the same. Yeah,
it definitely feels off. And part of me wonders too, like it just feels like they neutered they neutered Ellie, because her character is just not.
This was huge. Would you say Ellie is kind of a strategician? I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Like she's very strategic. She can plan, execute an idea. Like, she is smart. She is kind of brilliant. She's a very smart girl.
Yeah, she's extremely competent.
And her whole character in the show is me big dumb, not do math.
Yes, there's that whole scene with Dina where Dina's like, I'm triangulating, you wouldn't understand it. And I was like, oh, fucking triangles? I never seen one of those. Like,
That's not Ellie.
No, it's not. It bothered me because I was like, yeah, this is definitely a departure on who the character is. Like, the core bricks of what make her up are changing, and I don't like that.
Yeah. I tried to, like you, the whole time, I tried to go, well, we're doing this for a reason. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And none of them paid off for me. So, like, Abby has this one scene. I know we're not following episode like we said, but we'll get back to it.
Well, it's fine.
Dina straight up says to her, like, oh, that scene bothered. Oh, it made me so mad. I thought it was so cute. And then it went downhill.
Which one?
They leave to go on the journey to Seattle, and they're in the tent while it's raining. And Dina keeps, like, waking up, like, but what'd you think of the kiss? But what'd you think of this? Actually, I'm going to bed. But really, though, And I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. Like she's really into Ellie. This is great.
Yeah.
And then she fucking goes, well, you're a lesbian. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of just ends there. And I was like, the fuck was this? Okay. Okay, we're making her a questioning person. She's really wondering. So she's trying to tease out, could she? Okay, that's what we're doing. But even then, not really. That's not where we went with it. She wasn't really a questioner. She was. She liked Ellie that whole time. They just made her say weird shit. And I hated that line. I hate that line.
Yeah,
that line
I think it serves
really
a purpose.
fucking bothers me.
I think it's just she's kind of in denial about it. Like, she doesn't want to feel that way, and she's spent her whole life kind of suppressing that because of, like...
She wants to feel that way.
There was the whole... she was talking about when she tried to come out to her mom when she was a kid. She was like, I like boys and girls. And her mother was like, no, you like boys. Yeah. So I think there's been that whole...
Oh, yeah, they did really explain it, kind of.
Yeah. So I think there's been the whole, like, internalized biphobia, and she's never... come out to anybody, and so therefore has not come out to herself in some way.
I'm trying to think.
Happy Pride Month. We didn't say Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Actually, yeah, perfect show for this too.
Yeah.
By the way.
My God, it made me so fucking sad when they were going to Seattle for the first time. They're like, "Well, Happy Rainbow Town. What is this place?" Because they're in Capitol Hill, which is like the gay place in Seattle. And there's the big like rainbow pride heart. And they're like, "What does that mean?" Because they don't fucking know. Because it's the apocalypse. Nobody's carrying forth the traditions. It made me so sad.
Oh man, I actually kind of forgot about that because I think that was when I was really scared, which. That is a thing that we changed that I wonder if you're really cool with. No animal deaths.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Strictly cut that out.
Yeah, I mean, it made me happy because I didn't want to see any of the dogs die because I know when Last of Us Game 2, they're just like popping dogs left and right.
But Shimmer dies. The horse dies brutally in the game.
In the game? Oh, shit.
Everybody was so worried and so scared. But they just put her in a record store, and she was fine the whole time. So life is good.
Yeah, just chilling off screen, eating records.
It's a like legit jump scare. Like you're playing this whole segment, and then you're like they're in mid conversation, like we're just gonna cross this hill, and they jump over some barbed wire, and a fucking trap mine just like explodes, and just they go flying. And someone just walks right up, Shimmer, bow, shot right in the head, and then they pop Ellie and take her, and then the game is brutal. That's horrible.
Fucked up. I hope that doesn't happen to Shimmer. That could still happen. Now I'm worried.
No, it can't because we're past all that. Like we're done with Seattle now for the most part.
Yeah, I guess we're done with Seattle from Ellie's perspective. Now we're gonna relive it through Abby's perspective. So,
episode 1. That's actually a new character. Moira is a new character. She is not in the game. Yeah, she's not in the game, and that's an addition I'm all about for the show.
Yes, I do like her story.
Love her in the show. Oh my gosh, she's so good. The whole thing with Eugene,
that fucked me up.
That's for the show.
Yeah,
that's not in the game, and I'm like, I think we only did it. We didn't even need to do it. The only reason was because they changed how Ellie finds stuff out.
Yeah, so that's what kind of like sows her mistrust in Joel because she sees him lie and sees how easy it is for him and then recognizes it in him, like kind of puts the pieces together like, oh, he's been lying to me this whole time.
Yeah, so like I realized we have to create a new reason to doubt, but she was already doubting him. That just confirmed a doubt. But like,
so how does she find out in the game?
So in the game, she's still always like wary of what had happened. So she fucks off to Salt Lake City where the first game ends and starts like investigating the hospital where she was. And Joel shows up and she goes, fucking tell me what happened. If you lie, I'm gone. You're never going to see me again. But if you tell the truth, no matter how bad it is, I'll go back to Jackson with you. And that's all I can say.
Okay.
And he fucking spills what happens. And she has a horrible panic attack right there. And she goes, I'll come back, but we're fucking done. And they haven't spoken since then.
Okay.
But they ramped that up in the fucking show "What you see to make me cry?" Because that's not in the game, man. He never
porch
says that
scene?
he loves her.
Oh man.
He has never said that before. So that line really took me by surprise. Because she was all like, "Why would you do that? Because I love you."
Yeah, that
In
like
a way you'll never understand.
that cut
I was just
me.
like, oh.
That's one of the few scenes actually this season where I
dude.
felt the emotion. I was like, God damn, that went hard on this porch scene.
Pedro. So see, that's the thing though. See that this game, this show, there's nothing to wonder about. That's why I'm like, I don't care, because that scene on the porch is literally one of the last things you ever see in the game, because it makes the whole game make sense now. Like, we're always kind of like, why though? What is the real deep thing here? Why did you let her go at the end of the game? And then that porch scene plays and you go, everything makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they
So
don't play
to
the porch
do
scene
it
until
is nuts.
they don't do the porch scene until late in the show, right? Like it wasn't until episode 6
Well,
or
I mean,
7.
like, that porch scene needed to be season 4. That didn't need to happen
I
now.
see.
But they changed how everything gets found out. So basically, him explaining to her what happened happens there. So we had to mix everything. We had to speed everything up. For the show to be drawn out, it's also very sped up, which it just, the whole thing feels off balance. The whole thing feels
does.
off balance. So
Yeah.
anyway, we kept with some good stuff. I love Gale. They did the whole, like, the dance scene where, like, she's with Dina and all that stuff. That is, like, ripped straight out of the game, and it's really cool. The people that sing that song in the game, that's the actual band on stage singing that song in the show.
Cool.
And I
I do
love
like
that
what they
shit.
do with the little Easter eggs and stuff, because they have a voiceover version from Ashley Johnson singing a song in one of the
Yes.
early episodes, who's the voice of
Yes.
Ellie. And I was like, I know that voice.
That is so fucking big, because that's the original trailer for the game. It's nowhere in the
okay.
game. It's strictly like, that is just deep cut for fans.
Cool.
I fucking, when this show was coming out, I watched that trailer like every day again, because that trailer is like 8 minutes of just amazingness. It's so good.
I'm going to pull up a picture of Ellie from
From the game.
Season 2. Yeah, part 2.
Here you go.
Because they definitely styled her differently this season. And I was like, I don't know if this is more true to the game. But yeah, it is. It's fully... That's
mean,
what she
yeah.
looks like. I wasn't a fan of... Again, me commenting on a woman's appearance, I've got no right to comment on. I wasn't a fan of the way they styled her hair this season. I missed the iconic ponytail. But that's definitely just how it looks in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's this picture here. I mean, they just went like full blown long hair, like untied, just free. Like, she never really has it free in the game for the most part. Like this picture here, like she still got it kind of like in like a bun back there.
Yeah, a little
But we
baby
just
bun.
went like, wow, we went free, you know. I loved Bella as Ellie in season 1. I bought it every time. I didn't buy it this time. To me, she was Bella Ramsey this season. I was not looking at Ellie this time. I was not in it.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, the anger wasn't there. I didn't feel like the
Yeah.
motivations were there. I felt like I was watching an actor play the show.
Yeah, and this
And I
isn't
don't
to
like that.
discount Bella Ramsey's performance at all, because I think
Bro,
she did
no. There's some scenes in this that I was like, why is this girl not in more shit? She is
right?
amazing. Oh
She's
my
an
God.
incredible actor. I mean, she's been acting since she was a tiny child in Game of Thrones. Like, her death scene in Game of Thrones, spoiler, I guess, for a show that's so many years old at this point, but her
Yeah.
death scene in Game of Thrones, I think about very frequently still, just like at random. I'll be like, I remember she died and it was bad, it's sad.
I just remember Joffrey dying, and then I go, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, Bella Ramsey acts her face off in every fucking scene that she's in. Like, she pulls no punches, but
Dude.
like the character she's playing, is not Ellie.
So, did you watch any of the after the show things? Because they do like a Talking Dead almost
right.
after each show. I didn't until the last one.
I didn't either. So
But in the last one, I'll tell you this, because of like her acting stuff, when she's like in the water in the boat in that last episode, they said like they had to build like a tank, because of course they weren't really on an island or wherever. They filmed it in 3 different ways, like a tank, like a gimbal thing, and something else. But they were like, she was in the water like 10 hours that day. Like
my God,
just did the work. They were like, we were like, would you like to get out? She's like, no, I got to figure out how to do it better. Like, she works. You know what I mean? She's good.
She is very good.
Anyway, episode 1 is a very safe episode. I felt like it just tried to lay it up and nothing happens. That's a pretty boring one.
Yeah.
Episode 2 fucking threw me for a loop, because I had already pre-said on the show when it started that Joel would die episode 6. We got it out of the way in episode 2.
Yeah, it was really quick. I was surprised too. I thought that they would kind of draw out the hunt and chase aspect, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was just going to be like, oh, and on her first try, she finds him and kills him, and it's just happens instantly.
But so here's my thing. They kind of made it worse in the show.
Did
the
they?
fact that she broke the golf club and then is just punching him for probably an hour. She didn't do that in the game. She literally like hit him with the golf club like 10, 15 times. Done. That's it. The end. Not like hours of torture.
Yeah.
With this girl sitting off to the side crying because she hates what's happening so much. It was so much worse in the show. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, I hated watching Ellie watch it.
Then they fucking stabbed him, dude.
And
that didn't happen
neck.
in the game either.
Yeah, that was gross. Just like right through his jugular.
And they made it worse because in the game, she's yelling, get up, all that stuff. He does look at her. And in the show, he does try to get up. He does lift the head. He moved. He was trying to do something for that girl. And I think that's the thing. When you've like seen the whole thing, you can see that these moments are so much bigger than we were led on to believe. Because like now we know about the porch scene. We know she's been avoiding him for like 2 years almost. It's been a long fucking time. And he finally got that forgiveness. He finally was going to get this daughter back. And he's trying to give her the last thing she asked of him. You know? And then somebody really tried to fuck me up, but I'm too smart for that. And thankfully, the internet corroborated with me, because we know in season 1, not in the game, but in season 1, he's deaf in one ear.
Oh.
So everybody was like, yeah, he was laying on his ear that could hear, and so he was lifting up to hear her one final time. Wrong. He's laying on his deaf ear. He was just trying to get up because he loves her. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's deaf in one ear, and that's how Henry and Sam get the jump on him when they're sleeping in that town.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, way fucking harder death. And then what was the whole like, yeah, they said you were handsome. Yeah, you're hot as fuck.
That was
I'ma kill you, though.
weird.
This is weird. Like, the internet's been having a field day every episode because there's something weird like that in each one.
Yeah, the writing is strange this season.
I mean, it was kind of during the writer's strike. It was like, he wrote like episode 1, writer's strike hits, and then he was like, maybe just ruminating on this for that year, and then like crank the rest of it out. Because it's all by the one guy.
Yeah, Craig Mazin wrote like 1 through 5 by himself, and then Neil Druckmann and Haley Gross come in for episodes 6 and 7.
Now here's the thing. Oh man, you would love her. I'm so about her. So Haley Gross is the person that helped him write this story anyway for Game 2, right?
Oh, okay.
He loves her so much because he's like, Haley would literally come in here with the worst idea. Like, like the meanest thing you could do to these characters, and I would just be like, why didn't I think of that? She's the one coming up with this like super hardcore fucked up shit. She's a messed up
Man.
lady. I love her. Yeah, she's great. She needs to make some Mortal Kombat fatalities or something. But so, yeah, the fact that she got to be on here, I love. So that's episode 2. Dude, the end when people that's like why TikTok still works for me, because I like that people do that deep dive stuff that I think we've talked about. We don't have to deep dive too much. Someone else will draw the parallels, and we can ruminate on them later. In season 1, and I mean the game too, but he's like, you're cargo. You're not some girl I'm traveling with. You're cargo. And then at the end of season 2, they're just dragging him behind because now he's the cargo. And I was like,
man.
oh, fuck off, dude. I
like
hate
that.
you. You're evil. Then episode 3, I actually think is my favorite of the entire season.
Really?
Because it opens up with the lady like cleaning Joel's arm and shit. And his brother Tommy comes in and he takes over the cleaning. And he fucking sees that watch and goes, tell Sarah hi for me or whatever. Fuck right off with that shit, man. Because Sarah's his daughter that dies in the beginning.
Yup.
I was like, oh, rude, mean, awful TV, digging it, watching it. I don't really care about the, well, I kind of do. I kind of even like the whole, like, let's do the town hall and, like, see if we're going to go chase these people down. I love, to me, that was very Kelsey, because it's that community, people, like, can we spare this? What can we do? It's a very good
It's a democratic way of,
what would people do?
Yes,
you know?
it really gives you a peek on what their society is like and how they govern and what they prioritize. Because, like, can we afford the resources, the manpower, and the time?
Yeah.
Because taking revenge, sure, is important for our community in the long run. But at the same time, like, if it's going to set us back on any of those 3 important resources, it's not worth it.
Yeah. See, that's where it was getting me, the more philosophical side of it. Because there's one guy that's all like, because why would we do it? That's bad. That's wrong.
Yeah.
But then you got Seth. He was like, but when you don't fight back, that's when you keep getting kicked down.
Yeah.
How can we let somebody come push us like that and we do nothing? Oh, because we shouldn't? Well, then someone else will push on us. And I was like, that makes a lot of fucking sense, though.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... That's a tough line. Like both sides are right.
Yeah,
but
it's
how
like
do
what
you
your
toe
parents
that
tell
line?
You. Yeah, it's like what your parents tell you when you are being bullied at school, you know? Like, just don't pay the bully any mind and they'll eventually stop. But they don't fucking stop.
No,
you have to
that's
kick
what
the
I
bully's
did.
ass.
I didn't do that either, though. But they did stop because they were just like, this really sucks. Like, you just get beat up all... Well, I didn't get beat up, but... I did. I would just, like, keep walking. And I remember one day, like, somebody, like, just followed me home the whole way just saying shit to me.
Oh, my God.
For, like, 20 minutes. Yeah. It was the whole thing.
Jesus.
I just kept going, you know. But I really liked the speeches. And I really liked Seth. Like I kind of vibe with him more. The whole, like, I understand that, you know, we need the people, we need the stuff. But, like, what happens when the next group comes? Or the next group comes? If everybody knows we're an easy mark, and every time we lose stuff, we don't ever fight to keep more later, what's the point of being here?
Yeah.
I was like...
What's the point of having a community if you're not going to protect your community?
I'm into you. I'm digging this. Like, I was kind of into his speech.
Yeah. And then he, like, ends up being the person that helps them break out, which was cool.
Yeah. Which, I mean, people are whatever, but, I mean, he's fine. Like, I'm not like, you're absolved of hating them because they kissed each other just because you helped them out. But, like,
right.
I thought it did kind of feel like, let's give this guy, like, a redemption arc kind of thing. And I was like,
yeah.
Does he need one? Like, anybody could have helped him. But, like, what do we gain from it being him? I mean, that's the whole thing. Everything's supposed to have a reason. Why Seth? Why is he the one doing it? Am I supposed to care? Because I still kind of don't.
Well, we do learn later on in the season that Seth is actually like pretty involved in Joel and Ellie's lives. Like he's the guy that Joel goes to when he's like, I need to bake a birthday cake. And
Yeah.
he bakes Ellie's birthday cake for her every single year, and he learns how to spell her name right. Like,
Yeah.
he has seen this girl grow up, you know, he knows who she is. It's not just some random guy who's like out there throwing around gay slurs.
See, they really were like, let's like make people not hate him as much.
I think what they were trying to do with that is to show that, like, even though a person can be good in appearances like that, because I mean, Seth was drunk at the party, and that was his excuse. Like, oh, I was drunk. I called you a bad word because I was drunk.
Yeah.
There's people out there that, on the outward, they are pretending to be part of your community, pretending to be an ally, and maybe they are an ally. But there's a lot of internalized shit that they're going through, and sometimes they just say it out loud when their inhibitions are gone, and that's just how some people are in this life.
Yeah. So that's part 2 again. Okay, so they do all that. Seth does help him leave, and then we got what I love, and I hate that you didn't cry, because I'm feeling like you didn't cry. But she goes to see Joel's grave because she was like, I'm not going to go to it until I'm leaving to kill the people. So she finally goes there, and in this little, like, napkin she has coffee beans that she puts on his grave, and that is fucking huge, man, because that dude is all about coffee, and they kind of hit it again on the porch scene, and that is like one of the big jokes. Is she's like, what are you drinking? He's like, coffee. Where'd you get it? Remember those traders that came back like a couple months ago? And she's like, what'd you trade for it? I don't want to say.
Yeah.
But he loves coffee. It was a big thing in season 1. All that stuff. That's Joel's thing, man.
Yeah, Richard and I were like, is that beans? What's she putting on his grave?
Coffee beans. Like, first of all, coffee, extremely precious. If it cost him that much to have what he had then, what did it take for Ellie to get coffee beans just to put it on his grave? You know what I mean? Like that's monumental. That's big. I fucking burst into tears at those coffee beans. Because in the game, part 1, when you're like walking around this one hotel, you find like an espresso machine, and she's like, what's that? And he's like, it's a coffee maker. And she's like, what's coffee? And he's like, it's the greatest thing ever. Like, he's just all about coffee. Like, he's always loved it. And the fact that that's what she did for him last, I was like, that's an addition. That's perfect, because that's not in the game. Yeah. That's great TV right there.
That was a nice
And then that one kind of, goes downhill. It's fine. They do the whole "I'm not a lesbian" line, and then we meet the Seraphites way fucking early. So that's that group of people with the scars on their lips, and they do the whistles and shit.
Yeah, which like there's always
terrifying.
Always a fucking whistler in the apocalypse. I swear to God.
It's a good code. So
I suppose
they have like 10 different whistle patterns, and they have a straight up meaning. And if you learn them when you play the game, you know what's being said.
Oh, cool.
So it's like, one's like, we've spotted her. One's like, flank, circle around. We lost her. Like, convergent. Like you could pick it up if you could learn the whistles.
Okay.
It's kind of intense.
Nice.
But they're like a way later thing. So to have them in episode 3, I was like, that's early. Like, why are we being... And then we didn't touch on them hardly at all. For them to be in this season quite prevalent, we didn't really do a lot with them.
Yeah, we didn't get to see very much from them. Also, it's worth noting...
Abby's side.
Yeah. It's worth noting that I watched episodes 1 and 2 and then just like stopped watching for a couple of months because Richard and I are both like, it's not the same without Joel. We just don't want to watch it.
See, man, I'm very weird about this. I did not cry a lot, either in the game or the show.
When he died?
Yeah. Because to me...
That surprises me.
This is Ellie's story. I always felt The Last of Us was about Ellie, and he was always the side person.
Definitely.
So, like, when he died, I was like, that sucks. But, like, my main person's right here. You know, Ellie's a right here, baby.
Yeah. I mean, I just like looking at his face. That's all.
I mean, I definitely got sad, but even when it happened, well, in the game, that was a running theory. Like, we'd all theorized it. So then when it happened, I went, oh, shit, they really did it. Damn. And then I kept playing, you know? Like, it's more the after, like when it happens, I'm more angry. Wasn't really sad. I was always more like, I cannot believe this girl did these things.
Yeah.
You know? So then episode 4, that's day 1. Day 1, not so great. I don't think day 1 has a lot. Like, basically the big, like, do we want to get into some of the military stuff? Because we focus a lot on Isaac, but that is set up for season 3.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that, I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen I didn't know what was going to happen with him. So seeing him like sitting there stone faced as his soldiers tell that random story or whatever. And then I did like that the one kid doesn't react at all during the story. He's like, why is this funny? Yeah. And then Isaac, when he gets out of the car, he's like, come with me, kid, come learn something. And then he fucking throws the grenades in the back of the vehicle. I was like, holy shit, that was an intense moment. I didn't expect that at all. So I'm interested in Isaac and his story. I'm curious to see where that goes. I mean, I know now he's joined the wolves and all that, but no idea what he's going to end up being.
That's all next season.
Okay.
Which we'll get to. So they kind of like do that. And
then they have the whole the thing where Ellie saves Dina by being bitten, which I thought that was actually really cool. Is that the same in the game?
So that's where I don't like the show as much as the game, because the game has the spores. So you have the gas mask.
Yeah.
And they said specifically when they wrote season 1, spores are too random. We can't just say like, all right, they're only in this corridor like they are in the game. Like, of course they would blow away. Everybody would fucking catch it. It's in the wind. You're done. So spores make no sense for TV. We're never going to do it. Spoiler, they randomly bring in spores because that scene only works with the spores. And that's why I also don't like this season, because they went back on their one rule, no spores, and they went, well, spores.
Yeah,
I fucking don't like that.
Spores for a second, though, because
But that's what happens. Her gas mask breaks, so Dina sees that it's open, and she goes to rip hers off to give Ellie her air. And so Ellie has to like stop her, like, no, like I'm literally okay. Like I fucking promise. Like, look, I'm good. And it like really, but like Dina knows instantly. She fucking is aware. Whereas in this, she's bit and she's like, I guess I'll just go to sleep and I'll wake up in the morning and then you'll know. But like she knows immediately. You can't just be breathing spores and then me wonder. Like, Dina has to face that realization instantly.
I did like the way they did it in the show. Like, the whole thing where, like, it's a moment where you could conceive it. If you're Dina, you could conceive it as, like, Ellie's dying for you. You know, she's blocking you physically with her body. She's taking the bite so that you don't have to. Dina can see, like, oh, shit. Yeah. She just saved my life, but now she's going to die, and I love her, and I don't know what to do. And that's, like, the whole emotional, like, moral complex that she has there. Like, do I go ahead and tell her that I love her and also that I'm pregnant? Like,
yeah,
it kind of brings about that moment in a much more emotional and urgent way, I feel.
But then you get, I'm going to be a dad, and then they just, like, go to town. Which is really weird. Because in the game, since we center that hate feeling more, in the game, Dina's sitting on this couch and she's like, I'm pregnant, and like kind of just spills it. And then she goes, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me? And she's like, I didn't want to be a burden. Well, you sure are a fucking burden now, huh?
God.
And then they have to like kind of part ways for the night because that was a lot. Like, all those outbursts, that feral loaded gun that you described her as, happen in the game all the time. Like, that's a slip of the tongue. Yeah, you kind of went hard. You said something really mean.
Yeah.
Because she's loaded like that. Like, anything, she's ready to do her shit.
Yeah.
And you just introduced a whole roadblock to this plan now.
And she's like fully
She would be
excited.
angry like that.
Yeah.
But in the
most
show-
people would in an apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
especially if you're out on the road on a revenge mission, it really changes the whole dynamic. Like, you'd think...
That's where the motivation's different for me now. Like,
Yeah.
that's not... This is not Ellie. Ellie's not just going to go, what? That's
Yeah, it's like,
cool.
wow,
No.
fun, a baby. That was not the right reaction. And even, I mean, I even talked to Richard
was
while we were
cute.
watching it. It was cute, sure, but I
Yeah.
was like, wouldn't you be mad in this situation if you're like out with somebody and they just like suddenly become pregnant in the middle of the apocalypse? I'd be pissed.
Yeah. That's what happened in The Walking Dead, too, right? Whenever, like, that happened, because then it was like, how are we going to keep a baby quiet? Like, they had questions and they wondered things.
Yeah.
Granted, they were going to have to live with the baby the whole time. Like, they were going to get out of Seattle. Like, they could go home and be happy with a baby.
Sure.
But in the right now, see, I feel like Jesse, who comes in later, has the right motivational outbursts about this stuff.
He does, yeah.
I got to get her the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because this is a stupid thing for a pregnant woman to be doing. You're in the middle of a fucking war
Yes.
zone, and it's also full of zombies.
So that's why I don't really like the day one episode, because I'm like, well, clearly we're not going to get that story now. Like, we're not angry.
Yeah.
That's not where we're at. Feel her love. All I wanted was my scene done right, and my scene got done right. So I
Okay.
was pretty okay with Feel Her Love. That's the one where we're doing day 2. We're going for Nora, who might know where Abby is, in the hospital. And we
Yeah,
introduce
this was a cool
Spores
scene.
fucking randomly. And I
Yeah.
hate how they fucking operate in this show. That they're just sitting down there going, and just spitting them out. I was like,
So
what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was nasty.
I was like, I hate this. Why? Why are they backwards air filters? Like, this is the worst. Like, the whole handling of Spores, I dislike. I dislike,
impression of the spore guys.
dude. And then it just keeps, like, it's not even like once. It's just like, what's up? Just more all the time. I hated it.
It was
But-
really gross. I loved it because it was so gross and weird.
Yeah, but that's the whole crux of that scene. Same thing I told you with, like, Dina has to face it right then.
Uh-huh.
That's the whole fucking play with Nora down there, because Nora goes in the Spores. Well, so really, Ellie gets cornered with Nora, and the only way to go is into this floor in the hole, a hole in the floor,
Yeah.
to where the Spores are. So she just, like, dives in it, and they're like, we can't fucking go down there. So Nora's now like, what the fuck? You've killed us both. And Ellie's just like, actually, I need to know some shit. And she's like, what the fuck? You're okay? And she's like, oh shit, you're her. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm fucking badass. Tell me what I want to know. And then you see that anger build and the shit happens.
Yeah,
And
this
this-
is the one moment in the show where you really see, like, angry Ellie come out.
It wasn't as good as I wanted. I even said, like, while we were watching it, I was like, all I need is the Spore hallway and the red light. And then all of a sudden this red light came on and I went, all right, we're getting it. We're getting the scene. and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. She went kind of hard.
Yeah,
But
she
what I
did.
needed was the aftermath. And the aftermath didn't work for me.
What was in the aftermath in the game that you missed?
Oh, we'll get there because that's actually in episode 7.
Okay.
So, episode 5 ends. She beats the fuck out of Nora trying to find out where Abby is. And then it ended with her showing back up to the movie theater. And it ends with her waking up back home with Joel. And I was like, okay, next
Yes.
episode is pure flashback. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
I did not expect to have a whole flashback episode. I'm sitting on the couch, like 17 tissues deep with this one, just like crying because it's so cute and sweet the whole time. And you get to see all these like fun moments that you don't really like you get to see a side of Ellie where you don't get to see that much in the
Yeah.
show. I feel like the relationship between her and Joel as she's kind of like growing up, going through all the teenage phases,
Yeah.
and it was just really fun.
All I wanted from this, they nailed as well. They did.
Good.
They did pretty good. So, and they went a little bit above. They did pretty good. So the birthday, like the birthday thing is huge. Like the birthday thing in the game, it's fucking amazing. They did it great in the show too. Loved it. I know we had to strip some stuff down because the whole thing is they're walking through the whole museum looking at dinosaurs and stuff. And then they make references clearly to Jurassic Park, but they don't say Jurassic Park. He's like,
Okay.
he's like, oh yeah, these are velociraptors. And she's like, what? And he's like, I don't know. I saw them in a movie once. Like, these kids were in a kitchen or something. So like, you're like, yeah, it's clearly Jurassic Park.
Mm.
And then she's like, look at these little tiny ones. They look like those velociraptor things. He's like, oh yeah, well see, they swarm you. See, that was the next one, but I think it's a little girl or something. And like, that's clearly Lost World. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the clip where she wakes up, no, when she's looking through the house in episode 3 after he died and she's sniffing his jacket and shit, which, by the way, fucked me right up.
Yeah, that was sad.
Loved that shit. And that's when I was like, oh, this girl can act. Them's big tears.
Yeah, fat tears.
When she was looking in her room, there's a Indiana Jones type hat on this thing. That's from the birthday thing, but they just didn't go fully into that.
Oh, cool.
But so Easter egg for us, if you played it, because they find that hat and they put it on all the dinosaur bones and give all these dinosaurs fucking a hat, and then they laugh about it. It's very funny and cute. But the thing with the space, the like going into space and him getting the tape of a launch and shit, that's everything. That's like one of the best parts of the whole game. And they did it great in the show. I fucking love that thing.
Yeah, I wondered if this was all like just ripped straight from the game or if they came up with new ideas here.
Exactly from the game. It's perfect. But Joel cries. And he
Oh.
has that like one tear that came out in the
Yeah.
show. And I was like, yeah. Because the whole thing in the game is he just like does the tape and she looks at him and he's like, did I do good? She's like, yeah, you did good. And he's like, all right, cool. Like that means a lot because he never got to
Yeah.
do these things for a
Right.
long time.
I
For
know, it's
27
so sad.
years. You know? But so yeah, he gets to do that. He does good. We do what? The other... Oh, then we get the whole Eugene thing, which... It's very Joel-coded.
One more thing on the birthdays. My father-in-law was watching this with us. He was just like in the room hanging out as we
Okay.
had this on. And all this like birthday stuff is happening. It's like the most fun parts of the show, you know? It's all sweet and fun.
Yeah.
And he's like, this show is really cute. I want to watch this. And I'm like, this isn't the
went,
the way it is. Like, it's so sad.
Like, oh, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Watch episode 2 and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so it's very tricky, the whole Eugene thing.
Yes.
That he got bit, he knew he was bit, he just wanted to see his wife, but did he
Yeah.
have time? I understand that, yes, you had time, but I see because Joel has survived these 20-something years by
Mhm.
not fucking pushing anything.
Yeah. Just like not
No.
taking any chances.
This is the safest route. This leads to the least amount of problems in the future. Which,
Yeah.
if he had brought Eugene home, everybody would then expect, well, you should have been able to bring my loved one home.
If you give a mouse a cookie,
They're
they're going to want to say goodbye to their wife.
That's all I could think was like, it sets the idea that now you will make everybody think that this is possible and that you're now bad for every other team that goes out that
Uh-huh.
doesn't bring someone home.
Yeah.
So I see Joel's point. I see why. Could I have done it? Probably fucking not, man. I would have been like, let's go home now.
Yeah.
And then I would have shot him in front of his wife. But like,
Yeah.
I totally understand Joel's point. And I know that the
Definitely.
only reason, like you said, was to sow the complete, utter I know how easily you can lie now. Like, the scene has a purpose. But I was like, why? We already love Joel so much. Why do we need one to tear him down in these last moments? You know?
Yeah.
I was like, everyone loves him so much. And we already know he's bad, but, like, you went with a really bad one. That's a really bad one. It's not a good look.
No, it was a tough moment. But yeah, watching Ellie kind of turn on Joel too when they get back to the camp, because Joel does this whole story with Gail, and she fully buys it. You know, she's like crying in Joel's arms, like, thank you for comforting me. And Ellie's like, no, he's a fucking liar. He shot him in the head. He had time.
Yeah. It's hard. For this to be the... Was your father-in-law still in there? Because, like, yeah, it was cute. It turned real not cute real fast.
He left. He was like, oh, I like this show, and then just, like, walked away while the nice parts were still happening.
And then he went, wait, the real show's on again. Okay. So then we did the porch scene, which was very good. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
They went a little harder, of course. But so... Then I was like, yeah, so now we need a recap because, like, we have gone 2 weeks without remembering why she's back at the movie theater, you know? Because even Taylor was like, I forgot what happened before the birthday stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's why we need to do this recap thing now.
Yep.
So the whole thing is Ellie is so angry. Ellie is so intense, right? And she beats the ever-loving shit out of Nora. And then she comes home, and then you get this scene with her back. And when I was playing the game, so I was playing the game beforehand, right? When this happened, I was like, I was like, Ellie, it's time to walk away from this. Like it's time to stop. You need to stop. Like, look at what you've done to yourself. And
so is this from the stalkers or whatever?
So this is from the game. And yeah, so this is just everything she's gone through just to keep pushing forward.
Okay.
She is just a wrecked body. Like, this revenge that is such a good visual of what it is doing to, like, her soul.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's horrible looking. Like, she is so hurt.
She's beat up.
And in that scene... she cries because she goes, I made her talk, you know. Like she realizes what the anger did. She realizes what she did in that anger. And in the show, she just goes like, I made her talk. Like, I got what I wanted. And it sounds very like, yeah, I did the thing. Whereas in the game, it's much more regretful. It's like, holy shit, I did that. Like, I did those things.
I still kind of got that vibe.
Hard though. The game hit hard though. Like, it was a very different look.
Yeah, because in the show, the way I read it was like she was kind of waiting for Dina to tell her, like, we don't have to do this. She was kind of looking for the out. Yeah.
Which I don't know that I want that, because Ellie's angry. She wants to do the thing. She's gonna regret what she's done, but she's not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Whereas Ellie's like, yeah, we could probably stop. This is hard.
She keeps kind of asking for the opportunity to stop, but
that is not this girl.
Yeah.
That's not this girl. And you at home, I am pointing to one of the most angry pictures of Ellie from the game. Like, that is the face of this game.
Yeah.
She can't stop. That was the whole thing with Abby. That's why she got so buff. You couldn't stop her. Like, they try to stop her, but she's so big. They're scared to initiate anything against her.
Yeah.
Because she is this force. She's a force physically. She's a force just of nature. I mean, Ellie is a force in nature. She's intense.
Yeah.
So I wanted the back scene to be a bit more. Like, she had the bruising and stuff, and I was like, fuck, that's so bad. You know, but I didn't get the emotion of the I made her talk. Like, that realization moment. And I was like, yeah, that means fine. Like, it's still good. It's still good. But then that's when so Jesse came back in episode 5, which,
Yeah.
cool. Jesse's here. He followed them as soon as they left, him and Tommy, which is cool. Different from the game, because in the game, Tommy left first. And so Ellie's really chasing down Tommy, quote unquote. She's trying to get him back.
Oh. So Tommy left to go take revenge and then Ellie chases him down?
Yeah.
Huh. Not at all how they handled it in the
But
show.
still to get revenge, but Tommy, like, he knows that Ellie's going to go, but he goes first and is hoping, like,
Okay.
she'll just stay home. And he goes
Okay.
off to do the thing. Because Tommy's a fucking badass.
Yeah, and Tommy gets like all fucked up in the game, right? Like he loses an eye and shit. I recall him being like really gnarled.
It's going to happen. Like,
Okay.
it's going to happen from where this season ended. It's, like, right after that.
All right.
But, yeah, he's going to get intense. But, like, he's a fucking sniper, and he's holding off people. And they kind of get into that in the show, saying, like, he's holding off all these people on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. But, like, in the game, you find, like, the aftermath of some of his stuff. Like, he has, like, murdered whole rooms of people. And they're all like, oh, this was Tommy. Like, Tommy did this fucking room. This is intense.
Okay.
Because in the first game, one of my all-time favorite scenes is where Joel stabs a dude in the knee. And he goes, I need you to point to where Ellie is. And I'm going to make your buddy point to it. And you better point to the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Ellie and Dina walk into a room with that same scenario having played out, and they're like, that was Tommy. And
Okay.
Dina's like, this is brutal. This couldn't have been Tommy. And Ellie's like, yeah, this is what Joel and Tommy used to do. That's why I know how to do this.
Okay.
So Tommy's like intense. But now he's just here with Jesse. They're tracking them down. Jesse pieces together that Dina's pregnant and goes like full-blown protect her dad mode. I'm going to get us all out of here. We're just going to go home, raise a baby.
Yep.
Fucking done with this shit. But I love that part from Ellie because there's a really good scene where a Seraphite kid is getting chased by the wolves and Ellie wants to save him. Jesse says no.
Yeah.
And she throws that back in his face later like, you claim you're so good, you claim you're so great, and I'm wrong for wanting to go after Abby because you're all about community. What about that kid? You let that kid die because he's not your community.
Yep.
Like, your idea of community clouds what is good, right or wrong.
Yeah, like your community is about your community. You're not thinking about anyone else's.
Yeah. And that is what the whole next season is going to be about because Abby is going to get in with the Seraphites and find out these two factions are not so different. All that good stuff is going to be that's a whole theme for our next season.
Okay.
So then we get her going to the aquarium where Abby's supposed to be.
I've been to that aquarium.
We're just... Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
gross.
nice aquarium.
That's scary. In Seattle? So that's a real place?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Cool.
Yeah, it's just like right on the harbor there. It's pretty cool.
So I was waiting for something in the game. There's a dog that dies there. No dog. Because
Okay.
I was like, are we going to do the dog? Because that's the whole thing in the game. You kill this dog only knowing its name from Ellie's side, and then you haven't raised the dog with Abby during her
no.
side. So then you're
Horrible.
like, this dog's going to die, you know?
That sucks.
But we just forego all animal stuff in the show.
Yeah, I'm happy
So
for
she
that.
gets there, and they made this scene harder in the show. Why did they
I was
fucking
gonna
do this?
ask if this part was in the game or not because the pregnant lady, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Because that
Is she pregnant
fucked
in the
me
game?
Up.
100% yes.
Okay.
And Ellie has a full-blown panic attack seeing that she was pregnant when she died.
Okay.
But there's no discussion, and there's no, you're doing a good job. You're
Oh my
doing
god.
good.
I
Did you
was
do it?
sobbing.
Thanks. It's horrible.
It was so bad. Like,
So, let me ask you a question.
mm-hmm.
Because this was the question I had. Knowing nothing about how to do that, I want you to tell me, would you have cut into this woman?
No.
Because I was like, if Ellie does it wrong, now you're leaving a lady cut open and you're making the scene way fucking worse.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and what are you going to do with a baby? Like, you're...
But now you have to live with that inaction. Like, I didn't save either one now.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't going to be able to save Mel, but she could have saved this baby.
Yeah. I mean, it was so sad the way it happened, too, because she didn't really shoot Mel. She shot Owen because Owen draws a gun on her. And, like, Mel just happens to be collateral damage because she's standing behind the guy that she shot and gets, like, cut by the bullet on her neck, like in a perfect location where she's going to bleed out instantly. Yeah. So, yeah, watching her like bleed out on the floor and have the coherence to say like, we have 30 seconds, cut the baby out of me, low transverse. It's just like not able to.
It's an intense scene.
Yeah, it really fucked me up. I was like, I hate this. And it's like one of the last scenes of the show too. Like that's how they leave you.
Because in the game, she does shoot Owen because he bum rushes her, but then Mel bum rushes her with a knife, and Ellie just like, she's like holding her hand, and she looks at hers and just like, neck, and just goes straight for the neck, and just like fucking guts her throat, and then is like searching for clues, and that's when she like opens up the jacket and sees the bump, and it's just like, and like goes crazy.
Okay.
So it's still I mean, it's way worse in the show. Like, that literally fucked me up.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Unhappy. Mm-hmm. And then, so, you know, Tommy and Jesse show up. And, like, what do you do? Like, it's already done. So it's just like, it's okay. We gotta go. Let's go. Which, that just made me think back to that whole community line. Like, to Tommy, like, well, it is okay. Like, my community, you are safe. Like, I don't really know these people. This is bad, not my community.
Yeah.
And that's what season 3 is going to be great at, because that's the whole premise. Like, the atrocities we'll do to people who just aren't our community. But we're still all people, though. So technically, all the same community. But for some reason, color, location, all these other things make us go, but I don't have to care about yours, though.
Right. Yeah, I'm wondering like how it's going to play out between the Scars and the Wolves, because I don't know why they're fighting. I don't know if that's fully explained in the game, but like all I know is that they don't like each other.
Kind of.
And I'd like to know more.
They'll probably get into it some more, but I really think you're going to like season 3.
Okay.
I think you're going to like season 3. I might tell you about it after. But so that happens. Yeah, they go home. They're like, all right, we're going to leave. Like, cool. We got our pregnant lady. Let's go home. Are you cool with the fact that Abby got away? Well, she's like, I guess I have to be. So we're good. And then it literally is just shot for shot how it is in the game, which was perfect. Because Jesse does immediately get shot in the face, fucking die.
In the fucking face. I did not see. I didn't see that coming at all. Because she has like,
that's how it goes.
Ellie and him have a nice conversation, and she's like, yeah, I'd take a bullet for you. I love you. You're a good guy. And then they walk out, and he gets just blasted out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, that's exactly how it is in the game. It's just as fast. They're running, open the doors, and he just goes down.
Damn.
And that's it. I mean, it ended exactly how I thought, except that they then go into Abby waking up and then give us that whole day one, the clue that, oh, shit, we're just going to do this all again.
Yeah, which I don't
but from
like
a new point
that
of view.
they did that, to be honest.
So you think they should just cut to black on the scene in the theater, just like, uh-oh, they met, and that's it. We don't know.
I think that would be really impactful because they cut to black when Abby shoots, and we don't know if she shot Ellie or not. And I think that would be a really like classic cliffhanger to the season.
But would you rather know that we're not going to have that answered immediately, like you got, or would you want to wait 2 years to find out that we don't find out about that gunshot?
That's a good point. Yeah,
I feel like it kind of sets the stage and tones you back down.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because I mean, it introduces you like, okay, there's that storyline. Now we're going to go into this one. So,
yeah,
prepare for that.
But the fact is,
2 years.
2027 is when that season's going to come out.
And they've already said that? Like, that's set in stone?
They said 2027.
And that means it could still be delayed.
So then you got to think about that. Does this show work with this pacing?
No. Not at all.
I get to find this out in a week or two from me playing the game. I have the story in one place. It's at my leisure to make it go as fast or slow as I want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's nowhere to go from here. Like, we got what we got, and now we just know 2 years from now. I don't think this show can... That's why I said it at the top. It needed to benefit from an anime-style thing where it's like, we already have seasons 2, 3, and 4 ready and loaded, and we're just going to have, like, a full year of Sunday releases.
Yeah.
You're just going to get it, and the story will be done. It may take 1 year of airing. That's fine. Fucking do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Do 52 episodes, whatever it is. Whatever you need to do. Half a year, 3 months, however long, but have all of it done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, we're in the age of streaming, and yet there's still companies that are putting out shows where they're like, okay, we have to do 10 episodes, so we're going to do 10 episodes, and we have to air it a year from now, so we're going to do that. Like, I get the concept.
But I'm
of seasons,
fine with that. Like, but we were still raised on TV happening yearly.
Yeah.
Every season of a show that we watch typically will come out next fall, next spring. I'm not waiting years.
Yeah, it's a long time to wait.
That's unknown. Like, I at least know fall of like next year. But now it's like I just have the year. Is it the beginning, the middle, the end? I don't fucking know. That's like Stranger Things. Stranger Things was so popular. It's not what it was because it has been a decade.
But then look at Severance, who had like a pretty soft launch on season 1 and then became like fucking huge 3 years later because season 2 dropped and everyone's like, okay, we're back into Severance now and it's bigger.
But like, I feel like that's for your like dedicateds. But for your like average TV goer, I don't think they like that shit.
I mean, yeah, I don't like that shit. I would prefer it to be...
And the viewership on this is half of what season 1 was. That tells me this is not popular. That tells me this is not working.
And
which
like
was to be expected. Part 2 is not... I mean, it is a divisive 50-50 story. I understand that.
Yeah.
I knew the TV show would be the same, and that's why we made it palatable.
Right.
A little better. A little nicer. You know?
Yeah. But like I said at the top, like I didn't hate my time with the show. I enjoyed watching it. It was boring in parts. Like I said, it was slowly, it was weirdly paced. Like action, 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 and then just like nothingness for a little bit.
It was pretty good. But to me, it's pretty good because I know what's going to happen. So I'm like, well, just how are you going to do it? If I didn't know this story and I was waiting on this, I would have probably hated this season and been like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah, I would have been pissed.
I'd have been like, I don't know what the point of this is. I'll come back for season 4 and then just binge it all at once when the story can make sense.
And I think, unfortunately, just as a product of streaming, that's where a lot of people are these days. Especially with a show like this. Like, oh, I'm going to have to wait like a decade for the entire 4 seasons to come out. I'll just come back when it's all out and then I'll watch it.
I mean, that's how I did Attack on Titan.
Yeah. I mean, especially with a story that is already completed elsewhere in a different format of media. Like, you can go play the video games and have the story, and then in 10 years come back and watch the TV show.
Yeah, because this is the lesser version. Whereas the first show and the first game, equal. I mean, I think you could take either one and have gotten a very good version. I don't think this is a good version of that game. I just don't think it's a good version of that game.
Have you checked into the ratings at all for like what critics thought of Last of Us Season 2 versus 1?
People have thought it's kind of sloppy. Like, they haven't thought it's been great. Like, I've really more just seen like TikTok stuff. People have... Okay, so this says critics praise the performances. Yeah, obviously. But found some episodes weaker with their absence of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. Like, if they're not in it, they don't like it.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, viewership, like you said. So it says season 1 averaged about 37 million viewers per episode compared to season... Wait. Hold on, this is AI slop. It's not making sense. Okay, yeah, season 2 currently has 37 million worldwide viewers per episode. And season 1 concluded with 32 million viewers. 90 days post-premiere? What am I reading? Make it make sense, world.
Yeah, that really hasn't made a lot of sense lately. I've been trying to make sense of that too. But I mean, this does say right here that the ratings dropping to, let's see. No, that's the like Rotten Tomatoes thing.
Oh yeah, Rotten Tomatoes score has dropped.
Including linear reviews, streams on Max, a 13% increase from the first. So the premiere was better, they said, on its first night, but within a few hours. Well, I will say this about it though: the show's over, and I went to show my mom the last one, and when I went to HBO Max, I had to go find the show. It wasn't even in the like opening card stuff. They're like, oh yeah, that's over, and people don't like it, so let's not promote it. Like, like it like wasn't in the top cards. You know how like you can scroll and see like the big things they're promoting?
Yeah.
Wasn't in that. Wasn't in recommended for me. I fucking watched it already. It should be recommended for me. Wasn't in there. I had to search Last of Us to find it again.
I am reading some reviews.
That's not a good sign.
Everyone's very mad at the gays. Like, you guys watched season 1, right? Nobody wants that woke LGBTQ stuff. So sad. This was a great show.
Yeah. Oh, so I got a lot of TikToks about stuff. Like, people that were like, I'm your average TV show lover. And you know what? Killing Joel, worst thing you could have ever done. You built up a person just to take him away. For shame, HBO. For shame. And I'm sitting there going like, but you don't know the point behind it. Like, you're just watching it going like, what's going to happen next? Instead of wondering like, what's the idea?
Yeah. Like,
Joel being gone plays an idea. I will forever be a Last of Us 2 promoter. I love that story. Is it a happy story? Absolutely fucking not. There's nothing happy to be had in that whole fucking thing. But that's the idea. The fact that 1 was about love, 2 was about hate. How can you make hate happy or relatable? Yeah. I mean, relatable, sure, but like, you can't make it happy. You can't make it warm and fuzzy. You can't make it easy to digest if it is truly about hatred.
Yeah. Nobody's
like, I don't feel that in this. I feel like I'm just watching events.
And being like, I'm so ready to watch a show that's just about all the bad emotions a person can experience.
Yeah. And I mean, playing the game again has been exhausting.
Has it?
It's so bad. Like heavy. Like, it's so like, Ellie, like, you can't. These are no things. We don't do these things. Like, it's the things that happen are so heavy all the time. Like, it's a toll to play that game.
Yeah.
Plus, they do drag stuff out quite a bit. It's kind of slow.
Just like the show.
But I didn't play Abby's stuff yet, so I actually stopped it in the same spot that this show stopped in.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? Am I going to wait 2 years to fucking come back and play it? That's ridiculous. So I think I'm still going to try to finish the game again. But that's only for the next third of what they're planning.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, so the game is split into 2 parts, right? You have the first act of Ellie, and then you have the second act of Abby. So why are we doing a whole other 2 seasons?
Because I would say there are technically 3 things. There's like the opening with Joel, Ellie, Abby, Aftermath. Because there's an entire epilogue, a huge epilogue.
Okay.
Which is Ellie on the farm, Ellie deciding to leave the farm, her finding Abby, and all that entails from there. Like, I think season 4 could be a solid 5 episodes. That's it.
Okay.
God, I hope they don't go past that. They will.
They will.
They'll drag it out.
It'll be 12.
Because there's way more. There's a lot at the end of that. Like, Abby's looking for fireflies again. Like, you could kind of do something with that. That's cool. There's a whole brand new faction that gets unveiled in the epilogue that you barely spend time with them, but they fucking capture zombies like fucking Walking Dead Michonne. Like, they like have them tethered around their like camps and stuff. And so as Ellie, you can like pull the pins on the chains, and then when it makes noise, they'll chase their own people and shit.
Okay.
Like, there's some stuff. There's some weight to the end. It's just really fast in the game because it's just get to California, go kill Abby.
Okay.
But it really shows Ellie getting that is Ellie at her lowest. That's when she's at the bottom. I need 5 episodes of that. That's all I can stomach.
Can we circle back on Spores one last time?
Go for it.
So, what is the deal with, like, they have a lot of times where they show, like, cordyceps getting into the pipe in Jackson. Like, is that the catalyst for when the horde
That is
comes?
my least favorite thing about the fucking show. My least favorite thing about season 1 was the idea that they had a hive mind and there were like veins in the ground that if you stepped on them, it alerted the horde and they'd come running.
I kind of like that because that's what mushrooms do.
Hate that shit. I hated that shit.
It's the mycelium
Because then it was
network,
really
Robert.
weird. Because that one like French kisses Tess with all of his fucking stuff when she's already turned.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. That episode kills everything for me. I hate that idea. I hate everything about that idea. And that's all it is in this. It's like, well, we gave that idea. So when Ellie got bit at the beginning of episode 1, because she got bit by one in that abandoned store or whatever, when she's cutting stuff out, you see this little tiny spore bit go down the drain. So it fell in the pipes. And that alerted this horde that attacked Jackson, which doesn't happen in the fucking game. But it makes for good TV. There's a big action sequence, and I did like that part. I thought that part was good.
It was nice, yeah.
And it kind of made a nice little bit of drama for like Joel being like, "I really need to go save them," and they're like, "No, that's too far. Come, let me kill you, Joel. Come here.
Yeah,
come in here." And that was kind of like that's good drama, you know. But like, I don't like the whole hive mind, whatever thing. That is so weird to me.
One more thing with Spores in the birthday episode. Like at the very, very end, Ellie's like looking off in the distance and Joel's like, "What you looking at?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing." And then the camera pans over and it's spores. Why are there spores there?
I'm going to have to watch that again.
I was like, what? Why are we looking at spores right now? And
yeah, because apparently spores didn't exist for another 3 years. Yeah, because
so like,
when it's in that hospital, they're like, "This is brand new. It's never happened before."
Yeah.
Which
I don't know.
I see why they're getting there, because there's something real big's going to happen in season 3.
With spores?
Probably what's making them.
Okay.
Season 3 is going to get nuts.
Well, I'm excited for it. I'm just going to have to wait another couple of years for yet another.
If you still care by then,
yeah.
You know. So it's fine. I mean, as gamers, it's kind of easy for us to be like, just go play the game. But like, this is TV. TV people don't play games. They want to watch TV. And I think this is okay TV, even by TV standards. I think it's just okay. It's pretty good.
I agree. If I was watching, which I am watching several different shows, this is one that I could easily just like shelve and forget about.
If I wasn't so in love with the game, so in love with the characters, I wouldn't have watched this.
Yeah.
I would not have watched this. Season 1 had me wanting more all the time. I was like, this is so good.
Entire time.
Like I said, my favorite one in this is the third one. And solely because I like those characters and I just cared about her looking in his house and the coffee beans. I thought that was amazing. Everything else is... I feel like this season is pure setup. Like, instead of getting the anger for Ellie, they want to just drive home all the things that will happen with Abby next time. Because they set all of it up, and almost like we don't even care about what Ellie's doing for the most part. Because we keep going back to Isaac and showing how he hates the Seraphites and stuff. And then at the end, there's like that war going on the island, and there's explosions and stuff. Abby's there. We're going to see all that firsthand. But we just kind of laid the groundwork like, hey, something big's happening on that island. Show you next time.
Okay.
Which is weird. Like, I don't know. Like, did you even feel intrigue? Were you like, yeah, what's going on that island?
Not
or
at all.
Were you like,
I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
exactly. Like they set it up for us that know, like, oh, yeah, Abby's going to be in these things. But for a TV person that doesn't know that they're going to pay off later, we don't care about them.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing when she lands on the island and they like almost gut her, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you took that scene out and she just went to the aquarium, what changes about the episode?
Yeah, nothing at all.
I hated that scene because I was like,
I did too. I was like, this
pointless.
is a weird little aside. Like, why are we... I thought it was going to turn into a whole different thing. I didn't know we were going to end up still at the aquarium.
But what I learned was Haley Gross had said they had this whole thing. Basically, that's a cut idea from the game, and they just wanted to explore it a little bit for the show. But they didn't do anything with it still.
Yeah, that was a boring and unnecessary addition.
Remember how we said we could like trim stuff out, like shorten things by
Yes.
10, 15 minutes? That's 5 minutes of that episode freely cleaned up right there.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. We could cut out the tidal wave and her getting knocked down by it from just her getting in the boat, getting to the aquarium. You'd notice nothing different.
Yeah, not at all.
That means it's a pointless scene.
I kind of hope that... I know fans out there are doing like supercuts and shit. I would love to see like somebody edit season 2 into a tidy movie, you know?
I think this could be a good, maybe 5-hour movie. Cut like almost, like cut 2 whole episodes worth out.
Yeah.
I think would be really good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's not what season 1 was. I'm not that enthralled. I actually have not been recommending it to people.
Really?
People are like, yeah, should I watch it? And I'm like, I mean, if you really want
Maybe
to.
just wait.
I just say, I don't think you're going to be wowed, or I don't think you're going to be changed. I think you're just going to be like, well, what happens next? And you're not going to know. So that's why I don't want you to watch it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the YMBToAP metric that we go by. Like, will you be changed by this piece of media? Is it worth your time? And this one,
No.
I was not changed by.
Nope. Season 1, 10 billion%.
Yeah.
This one, literally next season. Next season's the one that's going to do it.
I hope so.
But it's not this one. So that's Last of Us Season 2. It's fine.
I hope you
it's
guys
fine.
enjoyed our look into season 2. Let us know if there's anything that we didn't discuss, that we missed, any opinions that you disagree with. We are, of course, always open to conversation in the Discord server, which hangs out in our show notes. And
with that, we're going to get out of here looking at pictures of Katie O'Brien.
yes, please.
Look at them arms, man. So good.